Delfi. Lai spriestu, jāzina.
Labdien no Riga. Mums pievienojas Menijs Barzilajs, Cytactic partneris un kiberdrošības eksperts, lai parunātu par aktuālo kiberdrošības jomā un to, kā menedžēt un kā nemenedžēt kiberdrošības krīzi. Hello, Meni.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with us. So, you will be giving a conversation about how not to manage a cybersecurity crisis. Am I right?
Absolutely. This is the topic of my talk tomorrow. What are the mistakes that companies do when they manage and deal with a cyber crisis?
Yeah, so I think we can start from there. So what are the things that companies should definitely not do if they encounter a cybersecurity crisis?
Well, to begin with, I think many companies and many business leaders think about a cyber crisis as a technological problem. Mm-hmm. They think that the tech people will be the ones that will solve this problem. But actually, a cyber crisis is a multidisciplinary problem. First and foremost, it's a business problem. During a crisis, you have to deal with legal aspect, public relation aspect, insurance aspect, HR aspect, investor relations, and many other business topics. And the most important thing to remember is that most of the damages that companies suffer because of cyber incidents come from the business side, not from the technological side. So I think the first thing that companies must understand that this is a business problem, and the business people, the CEO, the general counsel, the marketing manager should be prepared to deal with a crisis.
Yeah. I have heard about multiple times when, for example, banks experienced cyber security crisis, cyber crimes, and then afterwards they lost a lot of clients because, well, you know, if a bank can be hacked, then I don't know if I want to keep my money there. So, and is this prevalent that, for example, companies try to keep it down, try to hush down the cybersecurity issues that have gone on because they are afraid of the impact on their reputation?
Yeah, it is very common and honestly very humane. It's the natural tendency of people to try and hide the bad stuff. Mm-hmm. So you would see companies that try and hide crises. Now, in some cases, the fact that you try to hide the crisis, and this is a big topic in my talk tomorrow, the fact that you try to hide the crisis is the number one reason that you get big damages. For example, in the Uber case, where the CISO of Uber tried to hide the crisis from the regulators, this is why eventually he was charged. He suffered the charges, he was found guilty in court, and he got, I think, 3 years of probation. So this could be a big problem. If you're trying to hide a crisis, this could be a very, very big problem.
We had previously a talk with Lithuanian insurance expert about cybersecurity, and he also said that actually companies should not hide their crisis because it helps like the company and also the general society to be more prepared, to be more aware about what are the tools that the criminals use and be more prepared for the future events. So I'm guessing you share the same opinion.
So actually it's more complex. I think it's more complex than that. Like many other challenges during a cyber crisis, there is a trade-off. On one hand, obviously sharing information about the crisis is very important to help the cybersecurity community, to help the investors understand what's going on, to help your customers protect themselves. On the other hand, it is also very clear that the more you share about the crisis, A, your reputation might be damaged, and B, the people that want to sue you because of the damage that you caused them will have more and more tools to use to sue you. Because if you share a lot of information about what happened during the crisis, they can use this information in order to sue you. So the general rule is you should definitely be transparent and share the information, but you have to know what to share, when to share it, how to make sure you're not sharing too much, how to make sure you're not sharing too little. So share, but be very, very smart about it.
And I guess that takes a lot of preparation. Like companies should think about these potential issues before they encounter them, because all the things you mentioned here, it is very hard to do them in, let's say, 12 hours if you don't have like a system already in place. So I guess one of the things you advertise is to think about the potential problems before they happen.
Absolutely, this is such a great question, because crisis is all about preparation. For example, let's say Latvia want to make sure that the country is prepared to deal with an earthquake. You cannot imagine a situation where Latvia will say, you know what, we'll wait for the earthquake and then we will find a consultant to help us to deal with that. It would never work. You have to build your preparation for an earthquake. You have to find the people, you have to have the tools, you have to make sure that the people know how to use the tool, you have to have the playbooks. It's the same thing with cyber crisis inside enterprises. Enterprises must prepare for a crisis. They should make sure that all the people know the responsibilities, they know how to make decisions during crisis, they know who manages the crisis, how to transition from routine time to crisis time. Everything they should be prepared beforehand. The more you are prepared, the easier it will be to deal with the crisis. To begin with, the crisis is a very hectic situation, very hard to deal with situation. So making sure you are prepared, lower the level of stress, and helps the organization to focus on the right thing during crisis, which is making the right decisions.
Yeah, and what are the, like we already mentioned, cybercrime multiple times. Are there other ways that companies can encounter these digital crises? Is it only mostly from crime, or are there other potential, like maybe leaks of sensitive data? I don't know, Microsoft recently experienced a lot of leaks, and probably a lot of big companies.
So the family of cyber crisis is a very large family. Obviously, one of the biggest subgroups inside cyber crisis is financially motivated attacks, cyber criminals, right? But there are other types of situations, like an internal employee, rogue employee who is very angry with the company because someone else got promoted, or someone by mistake leaked information, or sometimes hacktivists, people who hate the country for various reasons and they just want to make damages, or sometimes script kiddies. So those are people that just want to learn how to hack organizations, and they hack your company just because they want to, I don't know, improve their criminal reputation, learn how to hack organizations. So we see many, many different cases. The vast majority is cybercrime, which is criminals with financial motivation, but you would see many other types of crimes or damages happening out there.
Yeah, and the hot topic, hot thing that people have talked about this year a lot is AI, artificial intelligence, of course. At the beginning of the year, everyone was in the panic mode because we assumed that ChatGPT will take our all jobs. No one will have a job, ChatGPT will take them away. And now we have calmed down a bit in the general public. The sentiment is that we see, okay, AI has some good applications, but it's not going to take my job yet. So how is it in your field? Can AI help, and what are the risks from AI? Because of course the bad actors you already mentioned also can use these AI tools and systems.
There is no doubt that artificial intelligence is the future of cybersecurity. We already see hundreds and hundreds of cybersecurity startups that leverage AI technologies in order to create the next generation, to build the next generation of cyber technologies. And the thing is that with cybersecurity, everything that we invented up until now, to some extent, represent incremental change. That means that we improved in our ability to secure things, while the hackers also improved their ability to attack things, and companies kept getting hacked. Even though we had more and more solutions, companies keep getting hacked. Artificial intelligence might be the disruption that we were waiting for, the solution that will be able to redesign cybersecurity as we know it, to create solutions that will give us, security people, the edge over the hackers. But, and you touched this point, and I think it's a very important point, we already see criminals leverage AI to better conduct crime. Whether they use things like ChatGPT to write viruses, or recreate variations of their code, or we see them use deep fakes to get interviews in companies, and they want the companies to think that they are from Europe while they are from North Korea or something like that. Or we see artificial intelligence being used to find vulnerabilities and find exploits. So we already know that the future of cybercrime is also artificial intelligence. And the question is, what will happen the moment the security people will have artificial intelligence and the criminals will have artificial intelligence? Who will win? And sadly, it seems like the hackers will still have the advantage of the security people because of the asymmetry of attack. It's much easier to be the attacker than the security people, because if you're the attacker, you have to succeed one time. If you're the security people, you have to succeed 100% of the time. You're not allowed even to fail once. If you're the attacker, you can attack one point. If you're the security people, you have to secure everything. You attack whenever you want. You secure 24 hours a day. Hacking is very cheap. Security is very costly. And for many different other reasons, it seems like artificial intelligence would really push forward crime, and that might be a very big problem in the future of cybersecurity.
Yeah, and how is the human part in all of this? Because often cybersecurity experts talk about that actually we can make the tech that is nearly unhackable, but the weak spot in companies are humans, because either they lack training or lack motivation, or I don't want to remember 5 passwords. I will use one password that for all things. So is this the same? We will see that now, and we will see that in future, that the weakest link is the human component, or maybe artificial intelligence can change that and change my password for me.
So absolutely, the human element is one of the weakest links in the cybersecurity chain. And there is a statement in the cybersecurity world which is, there is no patch for human stupidity, right? You build, you implement all of those solutions, you spend billions of dollars on security, and then someone just download a file from the internet and install it, and this is it, everything falls apart. Actually, almost 100% of the cyber incident that you hear about on the internet and everything, almost all of them started with an employee doing something wrong. So this is a very, very big problem today. Now, artificial intelligence might be a might allow us to take a big leap forward with regards to the way people behave. You might have artificial intelligence installed on your endpoint saying, watch it, you're about to make a mistake, or are you sure that this is what you wanted to do? Or this person, are you sure you know this person because the email is changed? This file looks suspicious, maybe you want to send it to... So you would have someone there, like a security expert, like a personal assistant, security assistant that will work with you and will help you to make the right decision. This is one way of solving that, but again, this will not solve 100% of the cases. So the interesting solution for that might be the solution that we saw with cars. You know, cars have so many security solutions in them and safety solutions with them, and the manufacturers of cars, they make sure that the car is as safe as possible, but still people take drugs and go driving, or getting angry, or make mistakes and having accidents. The way the car industry solves the user problem is by creating autonomous cars. Then you just say to the user, you no longer are part of this equation. We would solve this problem by eliminating your responsibility. Now, one of the things that we might see in the future is eliminating the human actor inside the chain of technology by putting AI between the human, between the person and the system. The AI will ask you, what do you want to do? And the AI will do it for you. And this will shift the responsibility from the end user, that this is a problem that could never be solved, to the manufacturer and the tech people. And they have really real incentive to make sure that everything is secure.
Okay, well, I will say thank you for your time and thank you for your talk. Paldies skatītājiem. Tas bija Menijs Barzilajs, Cytactic partneris un kiberdrošības eksperts. Thank you, Menij.
Absolutely, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.